Now, in order to consider Amendment Number 17, printed in Part B of House Report 116-143. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Minnesota seek recognition?
Madam Chair, I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 17, printed in Part B of House Report number 116-143, offered by Ms. Omar of Minnesota.
Pursuant to House Resolution 476, the gentlewoman from Minnesota, Ms. Omar, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Minnesota for 5 minutes. The gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My amendment mandates reporting on the financial costs and national security benefits of the Department of Defense's operations overseas. This includes the cost of operating, improving, and maintaining military infrastructures both on our permanent bases and installations and at short-term contingency locations. In order for Congress to properly conduct its oversight and appropriation rules, we need to have a transparent explanation of how much each of these operations costs. And we also need a transparent justification for how each of these operations contribute to keeping Americans safe. We hear a constant drumbeat from the other side of the aisle on the need for fiscal responsibility when it comes to our domestic spending. But when it comes time to fund the Pentagon, no amount is too much, no project is too expensive, even though we spend more on the military than the next 10 countries combined. When we talk about fiscal responsibility and wasteful spending, the Pentagon must not be above reproach. We have to ask what is actually necessary for our national security and what is part of an outrageously bloating budget that lines the pockets of defense contractors. So this amendment is an important step in accountability for the Pentagon spending. It is necessary for the department that cannot pass an audit. The American people deserve to know what their tax dollars are being spent on and not take it on a blind faith that every dollar that's given to the Pentagon is a dollar that is protecting their safety. It is especially true for our overseas operations. When we ask our men and women in uniform to serve abroad and be separated from their families, not just to win in wars, but to man the bases we maintain in places like Germany, Japan, and Honduras. We need to be asking them to do that for a reason. This is why my amendment requires the Pentagon to justify national security benefits of overseas operations. So I ask my colleagues to join me in supporting this amendment and making sure that we have an accountability in how we spend our taxpayer dollars. I yield time to, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentlewoman in reserves. For what purpose does the gentleman from Colorado seek recognition?
Madam Chairman, I rise in opposition to the amendment.
Gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.